Today's podcast is sponsored by Fire Facilities Incorporated, expert engineers, designers, and manufacturers of steel training towers, burn rooms, and mobile units that are all made in the USA. So welcome back to 3 Point Firefighter. Today, let's talk about those people that are just coasting through the fire service. So what is coasting? Well, to me, coasting is finding a job in the fire service and just hanging out there till you wrap up your career. Now, usually these coasters, they'll come to work, they'll do their bare minimum job, they'll go home and do absolutely little else. What coasters don't do is they don't put effort into the job anymore. They don't put effort into the job anymore by training themselves or training those below them. And they also normally don't set an example like someone that with a good amount of time on the job should be setting. Now, am I saying we don't deserve to relax in the fire service? No, not at all. I'm not saying that. Am I saying that if you're a go-getter and you come to work for a day or even a week and just kind of relax because you need a little bit of a break? I understand that. I get that. I think we all do that. I'm talking about the people that use the fire department as their day off. The people that set their goal in the fire department to do absolutely nothing. Now, these people are the ones that are consistently bragging on stealing money from the city because they didn't turn a wheel that day. These are the people that purposely pick slow houses so they don't have to do anything. And these are the people that call in sick when they can't use their PTO. These are the people that just take up space. They bring down the house with their laziness and their negativity. Now, if you listen to my podcast before, you know that I call these people the t-shirt and bumper sticker crowd. They wear a t-shirt on their day off and they have firefighter bumper stickers all over their trucks. So people know that they're firefighters, even though they work twice as hard to get out of real work instead of just doing the work. Some of these people are easy to pick out. They do the absolute bare minimum so often other firefighters expect them to do nothing. Now, I have heard from officers and other people when they have coasters on their crew or on their company, I heard them say, well, I'm not going to bother them. I'm not going to bother so-and-so to clean the truck. It's just too much trouble. Or it's just easier, to cut the lawn by myself because so-and-so complains so much. It's just not worth it. You know exactly the people I'm talking about. They work very hard to cultivate a personality of being a shitbag so no one bothers them. It's disgusting. I've seen these people. I have worked with these people. What makes it worse is when these coasters are really good firefighters. Why is that an issue? Because imagine how good they could be if they put the same amount of work or had the same work ethic in the firehouse as they do on the fire ground. It drives me nuts. I've also heard from these kind of coasters, well, I'm there when the bell rings. Great. You're a rock star approximately 5 to 10% of your career. What about the other 90 to 95% of the time? Consider this. You are making your brothers and sisters carry way more load than they have to. Another thing I hear and see is, I want to step down to sergeant so I don't have to go into fires. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. The most technical job on the fire department is the driver operator. Nobody can do their job if they can't get to the fire. Nobody can cut a hole in a roof if the saw's out of gas and hasn't been checked. The sergeant's position is not a coast position. It's absolutely one of the most important positions on the fire ground. Nothing in the fire service should be a coast position. Okay, now if you're a career firefighter, the longer you stay on the job, the more knowledge and experience you should have. And chances are that you make more money every year. So am I wrong in thinking that you should be more productive? You should be teaching what you know more often. Shouldn't you be making the department a little bit better than when you started? You shouldn't see your last few years on the job as a vacation. But Jake, my knees are shot. My back is old and it hurts more. And I'm not as fast as I used to be like when I was younger. Now, look, these are legitimate issues, right? As firefighters, we get older. the bad knees, the bad back, the bad shoulders, all this stuff. These are our battle scars, but these are not an excuse to deliver worse customer service to our citizens. Let me ask you this. I want you to kind of think about what I'm saying and really think about it and tell me if this sounds right to you. Now, imagine your kids and wife are trapped on the second floor of your house. Okay. You get a phone call. You're across town and you get a phone call that there's a fire in your house, and you race across the town to get back to your house. And when you get there, the whole upstairs is just rolling, and you go straight to the IC to see if your family's out safe. And he says, "No, I'm sorry, they didn't get out. But listen, Larry has bad knees, and he really doesn't do ladders that well. And Mike over there, well, Mike doesn't do a whole lot. He's only got 2 more months till retirement. And Bob, oh, you ought to see Bob over there. He checked out months ago because he didn't get a promotion." You wouldn't accept that. And our citizens should not accept that either. Now, I know it's an exaggerated situation, but it does make a legitimate point. So what can we do? If you are the person, right, that is a coaster, then try to remember why you joined the fire service. Remember, people count on you and that you have a job to do. Ask people you trust how you can get back on track. My suggestion is, man, read articles, listen to podcasts, read some of these great books that are out there and get motivated again. Now, here's the thing. If you're one of the 1%ers or the real go-getters and you work with a coaster and you see that coaster trying to get better, don't bust their balls. Don't say, "Oh, look who's trying to learn their job now," and blah, blah, blah. That's going to do more damage. Encourage them. Better yet, leave them alone unless they come to you. Let them refine that skill set again. If they need you, they'll come to you. But don't ruin whatever momentum they try to develop. If you're an officer, quit making excuses for these people in your house. Yes, it may be easier to let them chill out, but you have an obligation to your whole crew. If you have to hear complaining, then handle it. You are a manager. Manage them. Be the example. Show them the way. Do not let somebody on your crew be a coaster because you don't want to hear it or you don't think they're going to like you or whatever reason it is. You have a crew. It is a crew. It is a company. It's not called mostly a company. I'm on, engine mostly company 2. No. I don't care how long they've been on. I don't care what their excuses are. I don't care if they work their second job off. When they come to work, they have an obligation to you, the department, and more importantly, the citizens of your community. Don't let them just hang out in their bedroom all day. Okay, so if you're listening, you're wondering, but Jake, you get older, you get slower. That's a fact of life. And yeah, you're correct. You're absolutely correct. But here's my point. Old age, bad knees, bad back are not excuses to do less. You still need to give 100%, no matter how long you've been on, no matter what your medical condition's on, no matter what your attitude is. Your 100% might be different when you're older than when you were younger, but you still have to give it. You still have to work hard. All right, brothers and sisters, I really appreciate your time. I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe my podcast and my YouTube channel, 3-Point Firefighter. And also, please join our private group on Facebook called 3-Point Firefighter, and we will make the fire service better every single day. I have a TikTok and Instagram and a Patreon channel. Now, at the Patreon channel, I have guests that you can talk to directly, and I do this twice a month on Mondays. And on the opposite Mondays, I chat with you about some of the stuff we've talked about here on the podcast. The link is in the description for the Patreon channel. Let's get better together and make the fire service better every single day. Brothers, sisters, stay safe. Today's podcast was sponsored by Fire Facilities, designers and manufacturers of realistic, built-to-last training structures and mobile units for 30 years. Make training count. Visit firefacilities.com for more information.